What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Renaissance-Bodybuilder, a sneak peek into my mental health journey as I navigate what it really means to be on a journey of self-discovery. I'm your host, Michael O'Toole. Welcome. Welcome to another episode, y'all. Let's jump right in, starting with how am I feeling? I'm feeling blah. Like I'm not feeling my joyous, positive self. And then that's kind of what we're going to be talking about, from the title. But yeah, I'm not feeling too good, and it's just the roller coaster of the breakup. Those emotions apparently keep coming back and then going away, coming back, going away. I miss the relationship. I'm glad I am dealing with it in a way. Glad I'm moving on. But then certain things come up. It just brings up all these unwanted feelings, if you will. That's kind of what I'm going through right now. Side note to that, if you're going through anything, don't let people project how they would react or how they would handle the said situation onto you, especially if you're very, very new to all of the feelings and things. I was talking to some people who also were going through a breakup. I don't know what's going on, but who was also going through a breakup. And one of the people in that circle was just like, oh, I don't love him anymore. But everyone else was just like, oh, no, don't say that. You still love him. And that bothered me because I was just like, I mean, if you say don't love him, you don't love him. Like, that's it. Until you show me otherwise, I'm going to believe what he says because I wasn't in the relationship. I wasn't in the breakup. I don't know how things, transpired. But if you say you don't love him, that's how he feels. With that said, just let people, go through whatever they're going through. If they reach out to you, I can only speak for myself. If I'm reaching out to somebody, I'm wanting to change. I need someone to change the topic. I need to talk about something else. When I'm alone, bro, I am processing all the time. Bro, it is annoying how much I process. But in a way, it's me saying I'm doing the work to move forward. I'm noticing a lot of people not actually doing the work to be a better person, to move on. And I have some words on that. For me, when I'm alone, all I'm doing is processing. It gets quite annoying. So if I'm reaching out to somebody, no, I don't want to talk about this. I'm over it. Moving on, right on to 3 affirmations that I found favorable this week. Starting with, I am and will always be enough. That was something that I was struggling with within the relationship. Outside of any relationship, I feel like I am good. One thing I do want to, what I always say is I want to work on my relationships with my friends, being there for them, being a supportive person for them. But I never felt like I was enough for them. I only spend time with people who add to my life. So this one I questioned a little bit only because it was just like, what if I just want to spend time with people who don't necessarily have to add to my life? I just want to take my mind off of something, but in a way that is adding, right? Maybe. Because it could be anything as little as a laughter or something to take your mind off things, somebody to confirm your feelings, give you a treat, something like that. Definitely want to continue adding people into my life who will add to my life. And lastly, I am ready to create more success in my life and release any excess. So in the spirit of spring cleaning, definitely want to continue with the success of, my podcast, the success of my YouTube channel, the success of my social media pages, but then also outside of that, the success of just me being the best version of myself that I want to be. Because again, back to put in that work, you have to invest in yourself. I just read a quote too, something about investing in yourself, and it's like stuck in my head. I even put it in my journal so I can see it, and I actually pinned it so I can see it every day. So that definitely spoke to me. So let's move on to what this show is about. Removing negative connotations. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this one is because I am in a state of negative thoughts constantly. I wanted to help those who are in the same boat kind of change that narrative, change the way they think on certain things, and then kind of help move forward in a positive way. Because remember, we are about positivity around here, okay? Not delusion, positivity. So I was scrolling social media and I saw somebody on the hack squat with like 5 plates on each side and doing like a 1 leg press. And I was just like, whoa. I literally immediately typed, I can never do that. So when I said that, something clicked in my head. I was like, well, why would you say that? I'm pretty sure you can do that. You just need to tell yourself that. So I didn't go back and deleted it, but it did ring in my head pretty much for the rest of the day, just making sure that from that point on, I changed the way I say things. Another example is saying that, like, you know, how we always say, oh, I'm a people pleaser. I'm a people pleaser. Cool. However, how about we change it to, I do like to make people happy. However, how can I put myself first? Still saying that I am someone who likes to make people happy, but turning it into a positive vibe. How can I make me happy first and then help someone else? Stuff like that is what I think about daily. And I'm pretty sure other people do. So let's talk about it. Starting with a quote. The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. It's one thing to say, I'm the type of person who wants this. It's different to say, I'm the type of person who is this. That is from James Clear, Atomic Habits. Another great book if you're looking for a book recommendation. It is basically about breaking bad habits and building new ones. Bomb. We all can use that, right? Like she said, it's more about saying there's a difference between I can't do this and I won't do this, right? I can't is you're putting that negativity on you, and the I won't is you owning, saying, nah, I'm not doing that because I don't want to, or I want to do something else, whatever, right? So, as usual, we're going to be reading from an article today that has a lot of examples on how to build positive thoughts in your everyday thinking. The article is from Psych Central. It's called How to Replace Negative Thoughts by Hilary LeBeau. Negative thoughts or unhelpful thoughts are often automatic, but they don't have to take control of you. With a few pointers, you can learn to tolerate your inner centric without getting bogged down by it. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ways to help you through them. Obviously, I'm not going to read through them all. I'm just going to pick out the ones that I like, and then I will put the article in the show notes for you. So we're going to start with the 2-column method. When you are ready to start facing your unhelpful thoughts, the 2-column exercise is a great place to start. First, pull out your journal and create 2 columns. On the left-hand side, write out all your current negative and unhelpful thoughts. Don't overthink them, just jot them down. On the right, write between 1 or 3 counter arguments. This can help you get some distance from the part of the mind or inner critic coming up with the automatic thoughts and you observing those thoughts and doing the healing work. So she has an example up here. So on the left, she has, this is too hard for me. And on the right, she has, this is new and I'm learning. So I like that. She turns it around. And the next one is, I'm the worst at this. And then on the right is, I'm the best at it. And I'm not the worst either. I am somewhere in between. So you are being honest with yourself, which is another great way of staying positive and thinking positive. Another one is, nobody likes me. I am loved by my friends, my partner, my parents, my pets, and my plants. The next one is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people go through this one, I am a failure. And on the right is, if I didn't make that mistake, I wouldn't have known how to grow. I know what to do different next time. This one is huge right now for me, especially with all the processing that I do, because I am taking accountability of what my part in anything that I do, not just the relationship, like anything that I do. And I am like making sure that I take those lessons and I move forward in a better way. So that is a good one. I like that method actually a lot. I'm definitely going to be using that one. Another one that I liked was practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is a powerful tool for building a positive relationship with yourself. Instead of beating yourself up for having harsh self-criticism, try taking a step back and recognizing that your inner critic is, in a counterproductive way, trying to keep you safe by warning you on some I was about to read on some positive shit, but it says warning you of some possible danger that is perceived. Next time self-criticism is feeling overwhelming, you might try showing compassion to yourself, thanking it for its effort in trying to keep you safe, and then trying out some strategies for giving yourself self-compassion instead of beating yourself up. I like that one. That's a good one. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could think of an example. An example for me would just be embarrassing myself. If I'm, say, walking on the street and there's a brick that I did not see, or like a twig, and I trip over it, and I know you do a stumble, I'll make a joke out of it, like, oh, snaps, when did that get there? Stuff like that, just to kind of lighten up the mood and just kind of move forward and not take myself too seriously. Another one that I like is identify the call to action. This one is really, really good, especially, again, for those who are in their head a lot, because when I have negative thoughts, I'm more so just like sitting. I'm very idle. With this one, I see that with the negative thoughts, you actually have action so that it can turn into a positive. So for example, this is too hard. Who do I know that can help me do this? I am the worst at this. What tutorials can I watch to improve my skill set for this project? YouTube University. When I was doing my podcast, the first season, and also being like somebody who's very OCD about their stuff, then on top of that, with like TikTok editing and social media, how they're the quick edit and people just pick it up so quickly, I'm just like, bro, I used to be that person, but now I'm not. What is going on? YouTube University, like I said, really helped me out. And also on social media, there are content creators who actually help you do this stuff. So basically, I'm putting in the work. Back to that, putting in the work. We really gonna make an episode on that. Yeah. And last one, nobody likes me. Who can I call right now who makes me feel accepted? I like that one too, even though I'm not necessarily the one who will reach out to somebody all the time to feel accepted or something like that. But I do like that one, especially for those who do need like bodies next to them or somebody to talk to and stuff like that. So that's a good one too. And then the last one that I like, that she says, is practice self-acceptance. On top of your negative or unhelpful thoughts, you may feel bad about having these thoughts to begin with. A vicious cycle. This creates a resistance to your present experience, which can make your internal suffering that much worse. A Buddhist says, surrender. If you see an unhelpful thought arise, just notice it there. Take a pause. Try your best not to push it away. Ask yourself, can I allow it to be here? When the negative thoughts creep up, I do kind of sometimes feed into it, but then for the most part, I say that's okay. I always say that's okay, because it is okay to have negative thoughts sometimes. It is okay to kind of read into it, digest it, and then, push it away or do something with it. Accepting that what I did fail that test, or accepting that I did trip on, that brick on the road. It's okay. Let's turn it around. Let's make it into comedy. Let's laugh about it. So definitely that practice self-acceptance is something that I love to do. We all can do. And obviously on here, the last one she has is therapy. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with talking to a professional. They will have tons of ways that you could turn it around. With homework, with journaling, they just have a ton of ways that they can help you turn your negative thoughts into positive ones. I know this is pretty short, but I hope that helped. Let's get out there. Let's get rid of these negative thoughts, or let's bring them in, analyze them, and push them out. Accept them, understand them, whichever way you can. Let's do a better job at keeping positive thoughts in and keeping the negatives out. All right, guys, that is the episode. I do want to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. I love the conversations that we're having back and forth, especially on the last one about missing my parents. A lot of y'all are going through some of the same things, which is really, really comforting in a way, because I'm definitely not alone. And thank you all also for the very, very encouraging words on keeping, the conversation going. Thank you again. Until the next episode. Peace.